Hello, everybody. Welcome to Hooks, Lines, and Hip Hop. I'm Hakeem.
Jacob?
Jaylin.
We're all three back again, the three
yeah.
Migos.
Oh, yeah.
If we're the three Migos, then I'm
You're
definitely
takeoff.
offset.
You're definitely
your
takeoff.
Your
No,
takeoff.
I'm offset, bro.
You takeoff. You
Take
came
off.
in last. You're like not here for every single
But I
episode.
wasn't left off the last.
You were not.
What'd you
You
say?
were.
I wasn't
You
left
weren't.
off
What'd
the
you
last.
All right.
I can get left off bad.
All right, we're going to start with a new format. It's going to be a little bit shorter. You guys will get to listen to the content you're actually clicking for.
Yeah.
So this is it. We'll see how it goes.
Yep.
If it works well, we'll continue doing it. Today we're going to be reviewing Cyhi The Prynce's album, No Dope on Sundays. You want to go get some history?
Yeah, sure. Well, I know Cyhi is a good music artist. He been signed to Kanye for a couple years now. In 2013, he dropped the Black History Project,
Yep.
which was really good. That was the last major thing I remember hearing from him.
His real government name is Seidel Young. He's born September 15th, 1985 in Stone Mountain, Georgia. His content would do well with a Childish Gambino feature. They're both from the same area. I'm sure that they have crossed paths.
Yeah, they're both from Stone Mountain.
He was signed to Convict Music, which is I was kind of put off by that at first.
Who's convict music?
Akon.
Akon's label.
Don't act like you don't know who Akon is.
What are you talking? You weren't going 90 and a 65, saying you were so paid?
Never heard of
You
him.
didn't get it until the
never heard of it.
sunrise?
All right. He's dropped 9 mixtapes, that's a pretty good resume.
That's huge.
So there's a little background on him. We'll just start right in on the album.
Yep.
The album is called No Dope on Sundays.
Which he explained as this idea that even though he was doing something negative, even on Sundays, he just refused to sell drugs.
Yeah, it's like me and Jaylin were talking about this. It's like he thinks it's an affront to the Lord, like to sell drugs on Sundays. Like he knows that, like obviously he shouldn't be doing it, but it's way worse on Sundays.
It's way worse.
It's worse than something.
Yeah, like if I'm smoking crack on Sundays, I won't do it.
That's a heavy sermon. You got to go home and smoke some crack. You must have done messed up that week.
Anyways, what were you guys expecting from the album before it dropped?
I wasn't
Anything?
expecting anything because I didn't
Yeah.
know about it.
Okay.
I mean, the most I'd heard of him was on Twisted Fantasy. So I was like, okay, I know this dude's affiliated with Kanye West. Honestly, I saw the Kanye West feature on iTunes, listened to it, saw the track list. He did a first listen through NPR, which they've done a lot with hip hop. Shout out to them. They did a first listen, so you had to go and listen. You couldn't scrub through the album, so you had to listen to it start to finish. I listened to it. I sent it to Hakeem, played it for Jaylin. I was not expecting it to be this conscious.
It feels... It's hard to call it conscious, because with the features, it still feels like he's reaching for like a mainstream appeal.
The song "Looking for Love" sounded like a mainstream song to me.
Yeah. There's a couple of those that sound like a mainstream song. The Travis Scott, I'm Fine. That's
Yeah.
That's as mainstream as
Yeah.
mainstream
Well,
gets.
we talked a little bit earlier that I'm fine. I think I'm pretty confident that was a scratch off of the Quavo Travis Scott album.
I say it was, again, from DJ Khaled, and he's letting him be in New Africa, so he gave him that feature.
I don't know about that. I liked the feature, but it didn't fit the album.
No. It was a weird closer, too.
Yeah, it was.
I think the album had a certain vibe going through, and then you
And
put
you
an
just
album...
threw that on.
Yeah, you put a track like that at the end.
Like
it was
that
so
song
weird.
in That Side and Looking for Love, that one won't make the radio, but I could see That Side being on the radio.
I think
I'm fine, obviously, being on the radio.
When you see there like multiple songs shooting for different... I know we're going to get into the tracks that are highlight tracks, but I'm just trying to get an overall vibe of the album. So when you hear songs like I'm Fine, or the Looking for Love, or the Kanye feature, do you think that's kind of reaching for an audience?
He's trying to figure out his sound. I mean, this is his first album, right?
But he's done a lot. He's done 9 mixtapes, and he also had that 2013 mixtape is more like an album, honestly.
Well, he was just
I think he was looking for like a mainstream hit
probably.
based on who he got for this album.
Well, 3 of the features really are in-house.
That's true.
4 features: the Travis Scott, Kanye, 2 Chainz, and Pusha T, all in-house, good music. Even BJ the Chicago Kid is very intertwined with Kanye. Kanye has shouted him out multiple times. So he kind of is obligated to work with some of the people he's there with because
I don't think he's obligated. Kanye doesn't make his
No,
artists
but-
work with him.
No, that's true. But
It's
I
easy
think,
access though.
yeah, in house. If you have those resources, why not?
Pusha T too. Is that 5?
Shit, no, that's 4. I'm saying
Okay.
Travis Scott, Kanye, 2 Chainz, Pusha T,
Okay.
and then BJ is kind of like a pseudo.
Nah,
music.
I wouldn't count him. But
Oh.
I see what you're saying.
But yeah, if you have the resources, why not use them?
Yeah, I just think Cyhi could have benefited a lot from more of a sticking to a sound, even if it sounds a little old. Like I think he would have hit more of like an older
I
audience.
think he's kind of in an odd point. Like Jones said, it is his first album. Look at Common. Common's been around for over a decade.
Right.
And he's kind of fallen into, like, he knows his role is not a mainstream rapper, but he still continues to make the same album over and over and over as far as the consciousness, the content that's in it.
But Common knows his audience.
That's what I'm saying. I think Cyhi's trying
So
to
you
find
think
that.
you think that okay? So this was just like a feeler album.
Right, because obviously with mixtapes, you're reaching a very small demographic.
He's been teasing this album, by the way, for about 2 years, I think.
Well, I mean, honestly,
He can
I've-
only record on Sundays. He sold dope
True. He's
every
been
other
selling
day of the
dope,
week.
yeah.
I mean, Sundays was his day to record.
I think that I'm pretty well versed on hip hop, and I was not really aware of Cyhi.
I honestly
Aware.
thought that Cyhi was some dude saying so high. Anytime I'm not kidding. I'm hand on the Bible right now.
I had heard about him.
I thought you were
I'd
saying
been
so
hearing about
high.
him.
I mean, I had heard about him,
Cyhi.
but I didn't know he
I
was.
swear.
I didn't know he was lyrical like this and could rap like this.
No. And there are rumors that he helped Kanye write for a couple of his
Well,
albums.
Kanye does not.
No,
write all his
Kanye
music.
doesn't hide it. Kanye is
Kanye
totally
uses
fine
writers.
being a shit.
I'm sorry, Kanye, if we don't want to expose.
I have your shoes.
He's too busy making 5 beats a day for 3 summers.
Yeah. False prophet.
It doesn't matter. Kanye is big enough to where he
get
can
outta
have
here.
people right.
Oh,
Okay, so what are some of the tracks?
let's talk about that side since we're kind of talking about the mainstream feel of the album.
Yeah.
I expected Kanye's feature to not be good because Kanye's features typically aren't good.
They're low effort, I would say,
Yeah.
and they always go for more of the trap sound.
Yeah.
So it's just like the fact that you have Kanye.
Well, the
is
last
more
one,
what
like,
matters.
the one "Piss on Your Grave" was just kind of it was all right. Obviously, the Chance the Rapper feature was
Chance should feel ripped off.
yeah.
I thought it was a good feature.
Did you?
Yeah.
But this one was pretty good. It was aggressive. It kind of reminded me of the "You Mad" the Vic Mensa song.
Which was
Very,
the last feature I really liked.
Yeah, that was an aggressive Kanye verse, and I like
It
that.
wasn't repetitive like the Schoolboy Q verse. Okay.
I mentioned to Jaylin, I wasn't a huge fan of the Kanye line. He said, "Pull the Lambo out." Then I went and got it baptized. Moved into a neighborhood where I'm the only black guy.
Right.
I know he's talking about success. He's talking about how typically white people are more successful as rich people. It's just how it's been.
Right.
But he already gets enough shit for being married to Kim Kardashian, bragging about all this money he's making through the network. I just think he could have worded the line better. I don't know. And he does say how he moves into that neighborhood and all the neighbors think
He's
he
like
gave
a
the
stain
neighborhood a
on
black
the
eye.
neighborhood. Yeah.
Black eye as in black eye, not black guy. So I get the line, but it's just unneeded controversy, which that's who Kanye
That's
is.
Kanye West.
Is Kanye controversial anymore?
Yes.
You still think
He
he's
went
controversial?
and met with President Trump.
What's so
Let's
controversial?
not talk about that.
Trump's
I'm
a-
just saying that's
Trump's-
controversy. It caused a moment where everyone was like, "How do we feel about this?" That's just what I'm saying.
Can we,
It's
can we have
a non-
something that in America that doesn't have Trump involved in it?
This is a Trump-free zone.
Kanye.
I don't think
He is-
he's that controversial.
It's not. It's still. Just
I agree with what you're
controversial,
saying. He-
but you can write it off as, oh, that's Kanye.
He's just
That's Kanye West.
he's just so rich at this point. I don't think anything he does matters to us.
Okay, hold on. He's not rich. They are
Whatever.
rich.
He is attached to wealth.
Okay, that's a good way to put it.
He's very attached to wealth, to the like 1% of the 1%. You know,
No, he ain't touching 1% money. Come on.
that Kardashian money is 1% money.
Runs deep.
Jay-Z is
That's
1% money.
Jay-Z's 0.0% money, like 0.08, like not even 1%.
I don't think Jay-Z knows how much money he actually
Yeah,
has.
he's like, there's a billion somewhere.
When I think of 1%, I'm thinking of like Bill Gates.
They're like the 0.02 though. We're getting too deep into this.
Anyway.
I get what you're saying. He's controversial.
All right, so
New Africa.
New Africa.
Probably we don't want to say controversial, but the most
Socially
politically
conscious.
filled, socially conscious song of the album.
It's a good idea. I like the idea.
Have you guys heard of? You guys have heard of Belly, right? The movie.
No.
Okay.
What the fuck?
Are you serious? I can't tell if you're joking or not.
No.
Okay, well, okay, right.
Teach me.
For people like Jaylin, Belly is a movie starring DMX and Nas. DMX's character is like the stereotypical drug dealer, like just wants to get money, ends up getting lost in the sauce.
So
Goes to jail.
DMX.
Yes, except he doesn't do crack in the movie.
Okay.
But then you got Nas's character who becomes more socially conscious as the movie goes on, and eventually makes the idea to decide to move to Africa. So when I heard this song, it made me think about
The movie. I watched
Nas
that.
and Belly. It's a very hip hop movie. It's
Listeners,
really
you should
great.
watch the movie too.
Yeah, in my copy at home, I have DMX's autograph in it. I'm
That's really
waiting
cool.
to get Nas. Yeah.
Essentially, the point of the song is he's talking about
Moving back.
he's challenging all these essentially 1%ers to say, hey, what if we invested our money in Africa and went back and had like a utopia of
Blackness.
yeah.
Yeah.
I like the concept, but I like.
I would like to see the honest reaction of people if there was seriously
Go to Africa.
like there was a serious movement of just black culture to back to Africa. Like if you just took, like you said, the activists, the musicians, the athletes, everything, and just said, on this date, this time, we are all leaving.
Well, the hard part is I mean this is terrible to say, but they'd have to move somewhere like South Africa because there's no infrastructure.
Well, I mean, logistically, it's going to be a difficult move. I'm talking about the
impact it would have here would be
Yeah.
significant.
I think more so the idea of that song too was not necessarily moving back to Africa. It was just creating like a black utopia.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't
That's
have to be
what it more
Africa, not
was.
really, because Africa's a difficult
But then-
situation,
but-
but still,
right.
the idea that you just take all of that talent, basically, and move it and see what's left.
Yeah.
Black
America.
people don't do that. We'll be stuck with Macklemore and G.E.Z. and NF and Eminem, and we all know the Eminem album's going to be trash. I can't listen to
scared
fucking
of that
G.E.Z. and Machine
I'm moving
Gun
with
Kelly.
you guys.
I
Sign
think-
me up.
I think also-
I want on the boat.
It's important. It reminds me of Jay-Z talking about like buying the neighborhood.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
what I think more so the goal is, like to
I
unite.
mean, that's what I'm saying. It doesn't have to be a move to Africa, but
No,
just
it's-
the idea
Did-
that just create that utopia somewhere.
If we had like Cyhi here, for instance, I would ask him his views on like politics and capitalism because he does sound very
Liberal.
Not I would say liberal, almost socialist as far as there's a line where the female rapper is going, Ernestine Johnson is that her name? I know it's Ernestine. I
Yeah.
don't remember her last name. She's talking about how everybody that lives there owns a piece of the rock. Talking about how everybody has stock in everything, which is essentially how it is now, but not to that extent. It had like a very communist kind of vibe to it, which I'm not putting.
It's
off
the
on that.
easiest. It's the easiest idea. That's like the most simple, bare bones idea of paradise is everybody getting together
everyone has a
and
piece.
sharing, and everybody lives equally. Like I say, I think the general idea of that song is not really let's pack up and move to Africa.
Yeah.
It's look at how valuable you are to the culture as a black person. Look at how valuable you are as a society, and you should unify in that.
Yeah,
sense.
how high that you're valued.
Right.
And then, honestly, it could turn into a whole, why don't we all just come together instead of trying to fight each other, regardless of
Which is
what staple you're in the culture.
But really, the sad thing is, if that did happen, let's say that all the blacks moved to Africa,
Right.
all the Caucasian, the white people stayed here.
Or went
There's
back
still
to
going to
Europe.
be issues because
Oh, yeah.
it's been like that forever.
Yeah, there's always gonna be issues, but it was a weird concept.
I mean, like not issues as far as I mean, like interpersonal issues like crime. It's not going to go away because you're with people of your own race.
I just didn't feel it was that weird. Like I said, I think it relates back
Well,
to
I'm just
Belly.
saying, in relation to the rest of the album, I'm listening to the album, I'm like, okay, yeah, drugs. Okay, looking
Yeah,
for
I
love. And
wasn't
then all of a
expecting
sudden
that.
you're talking about
Oh,
all this talent going to
Talk-
Africa. It kind of threw me off. I was like, wait, let me rewind and listen to this again.
talk
'cause-
about looking for love. Did you guys like that one?
No, it's
Did
not
you like
no.
looking for love, looking for love?
No,
looking
what I'm
for
saying
love?
is literally, if you look at the track list, it's just kind of a constant sound, and then you hit. Oh, my bad.
Yeah,
My bad
we're
side.
getting, we're getting a cease and desist.
copyright
Um,
infringement.
You didn't even know what that was. That was a sample. And then you sit there and it's all just kind of the same vibe, and then you hit Looking for Love. And it throws you off, and then you hit New Africa, and you're
That
like,
side was kind of a switch too.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. You
before
hit that switch, and it's kind of just everything's.
It's
I don't
a
know,
bit.
looking for love sounded like he said, "Hey, Ty Dolla $ign, what filter do you use in GarageBand? Let me cop that."
Oh, that's another thing. On this album, he sounds like 5 different people.
Yeah,
He
which that
sounds-
is too. I think he's trying to find his audience, find his actual sound.
As an artist at his age, and I'm not trying to be ageist here, I'm just saying an artist at his age should have a sound.
But to be fair, he did start rapping in 2005, so his rap age.
What? That's 12 years.
I understand that. but
Wayne's
his-
been doing it for about that long.
Yeah, but his rap age is not. It's not
Is
reflective of his actual age.
No, that's no excuse. 12 years and you're a professional. We're not talking about you or me picking up rap.
Right.
12 years for us, yeah, we're finding our sound. But if you're signed to good music, you better have your sound. Travis Scott hasn't been
Tyga.
around that long.
Tyga,
Tyga was a family
Designer.
favorite.
Big Sean.
Designer was a desire not to lose out on a possible next Future. That's all it was. Future was hot at the time.
The only there's 2 people.
Also,
signed-
Designer has
There's
outlet.
2 people on Good Music that have a definite sound.
Big
That is
Sean.
Pusha T in Common. That is it.
No, Big Sean has a sound. Travis Scott has a sound. Kanye chooses to switch up his sound. How does Travis not have a sound?
Kanye's changed his sound.
No,
more
that's
than
what I'm
anybody
saying, but he
else.
does that.
Travis, but he
Yeah.
does it. He does it because he wants to,
Yeah.
not because
When-
he doesn't know.
Not
what
because he
wants.
can't stick to a
Yeah.
sound.
When Kanye and Travis met, obviously they're working on 808s, and Travis's project Owl Pharaoh, he was in between Owl Pharaoh and Days Before Rodeo. And
Travis
Owl Pharaoh is
influenced
trash.
808. It wasn't trash. It was unfinished.
He was more of a rapper then, and then when he worked with Kanye on 808s, he saw how creative he could be with autotune.
Travis
And it
was a
changed.
producer first. Travis was a producer first. That's what I'm saying. But I'm saying he has a sound now. Everybody wants a Travis sound. Migos, even the way they use autotune now, is influenced by Travis Scott's sound.
Right, but now I'm saying Cyhi has the infrastructure to develop that sound.
Yeah, I think
All he
this
needed
album
was the
is late.
infrastructure.
I think this album is late. That's what I want to say. Pretty much, this album feels late.
Well,
If it
yeah,
came
it's-
out, if it came out 2 years ago or whenever it was supposed to, then maybe it'd have a different feel. But
Yeah.
when you wait, I feel like the longer you push off the album, anyways, it's gonna have an outdated.
Well, that's how
or-
M&M's are. You know how all his
Oh,
pop
yeah.
culture references are like 3 years old.
Yeah, because he wrote it back then, and he's got to go through all this to get it out. So
Let's talk about 80s Baby real fast, and then we'll wrap it up.
80s Baby was really good.
He raps from the point of view of a fetus, pretty much calling out his mom like, "Hey, I thought you promised me you were going to stop smoking cigarettes."
Crack baby.
Yeah, essentially.
A crack baby.
And that was a huge issue in the 80s.
When you say 80s baby, you're a crack baby.
Yeah,
Not everybody born in the 80s.
I know.
Everybody knows you're
Yeah,
in the 90s.
eating snack packs with no spoons. That's it. That's 90s babies
You
right
happy
there.
shouting out the
Playing
90s
some
song?
90s, baby.
some
Like
Sega-
if you're
some Sega
born in the
Genesis.
90s.
hit that subscribe button, guys. Subscribe
So-
to us.
With this song, he does. I think it kind of proves more that he can tell a story through rap. He can be lyrical and have content.
Also, it sounded original.
It did.
It was original. That's a big thing. A lot of this album didn't sound completely original.
Yeah, I think he shows versatility there. Maybe we'll get in. Like I was telling Jaylin, a common feature on this album would have been super strong because he had kind of a conscious, very high content song such as 80s Baby, New Africa. That would have been a good one for Common to be on.
Yeah.
Africa, yeah, that would have been good.
That one, or even No Dope on Sundays, because Common is a very lyrical rapper. He didn't really do too much in drugs. I thought that Pusha T's feature would have been better on the Get Your Money song, because he's talking about get your money, then get out of the game, which is essentially what Cyhi did and Pusha T did.
Did you notice that was the first time Pusha T ever sounded like somewhat guilty about the drug game?
Yeah, I like that he
I like that.
is talking about how now that he's done selling drugs, he sees how badly affected his loved ones and his friends were by selling drugs. And same thing in the Gucci book. Gucci talks about how, in hindsight, he feels bad selling to some of the people that he sold to because they were such good friends, and he just helped perpetuate a vicious cycle.
Yeah.
One thing that he kind of touches on throughout the whole album is the idea that, yeah, you may start off in drugs, but there's a legal hustle. He says that in the album. He says
Yeah.
a legal hustle, real estate, he said a dry cleaners or a rim shop or something like
Yeah.
that.
It's talking about washing your money.
Yeah, exactly.
Laundering, yeah.
Getting clean out of it, and then you're still making money, but you're out of it.
He says a lot of things that I think Jay-Z said better on 444. Take your drug money,
Well,
and that's how
the
you
thing,
and
the
buy.
reason it's coming
buy
from
buildings
Jay-Z, it
until you
sounds
rinse
better. Yeah, is because
Yeah, but Jay-Z's done washed that drug money tenfold times.
Jay-Z's concise. Jay-Z's album is focused. This album's not that focused. It's reaching for some pop hits. It's okay. I think there's like 4 or 5 good songs on. What's your rating?
7.
7.
I gave it an 8.
I give it a 5.5. It's average. I think there's like a lot of potential, and there's
I only had one song I didn't like because I was Looking for Love. The rest of them I can rock with.
I like it. I think I expected more. That was what it was.
Yeah.
Because the features are really strong on this album. So if you're gonna go in and you want to hear a good feature,
Yeah.
Pusha T features really good. Schoolboy Q's features really good. Kanye's is really good. All the other ones were really
Well,
good or serviceable.
Let's say if you're not a Pusha T fan, you're probably not gonna like the Pusha T feature
No,
because
but
it's very spoken word.
right.
Yeah, he even speaks on that too.
Yeah,
He's
there's
like,
no
I
beat.
wanted that
There's
that
no
more
beat. It's just-
conversational. Yeah.
Just
He
melody.
said if you're talking about real stuff, you don't need the drums.
Yeah. It was still a good feature though, and it's definitely worth checking out. But I think I want to see more.
Speaking of drums, this is just a fun fact before we wrap this up. I learned this week. It's on Snapchat or something. I'll see if you heard this. Who taught DJ Premier how to play the drums?
DJ Premier? Oh no.
Travis Scott's dad.
Oh,
I was shocked. I had no idea that Travis Scott's dad had anything to do with music, but apparently he was like Premier's.
He was in a
quote-
band called
Yeah.
FBI.
Premier's quote is that Travis Scott's dad was an
Black
OG.
investigators.
Yeah. He said that Travis Scott's dad was an OG in Houston that Premier used to mess with, and that's who taught him how to teach the drums. So that's some family talent right
That's
there.
really cool. Yeah, Travis Scott's great. Like I said, that's another thing. The closer for this album is not really that strong
No.
or memorable. I mean, it's a good Travis Scott feature. But that's
New
it.
Africa would have been a good way to end it because it would have left you thinking
Yeah,
Yeah.
rather than just a radio song.
I'm fine.
Oh, me right now. I'm fine.
Yeah,
So.
that was good. It was good.
All right. So with the new format, we're not going to go too in depth about like hidden hits and throwback tracks. Just tell us one thing that you're listening to that people should check out.
You guys want me to go there?
The QC Volume 1, I would check out
That's
South
quality control for y'all
Africa.
that don't know.
Yeah, that's Migos, Lil Yachty,
Shout out Amigos out
Kodak
there.
Black's in it. Yeah, if you like all the new age people, you check out South Africa from the QC album.
You ready, John?
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, do it.
If you guys want to listen to something a little off a little bit, listen to Tell Me You Love Me, Demi Lovato. Shout out Demi. I love you. Marry me.
I'm going to relate this to hip hop. There's a hidden Lil Wayne feature in there, so listen for that at least.
not
Yeah, there
worth
is a Lil Wayne feature.
It's not worth it.
Yes, it is. Just
probably
listen, man. It's a good album.
I'll listen to Codeine Dreaming. I'm good.
Oh God.
Oh yeah, Codeine Dreaming too. Please listen to that one.
Actually, Graduation came out 10 years ago, so that's actually what I listened to today. I'm not
That's a
gonna
good
lie.
way to spend
All
your
right,
day.
that's all right, Kanye album.
Oh,
It's not. It's famous.
Jalen just likes it because that's the first Kanye album he heard.
that was the first
he's
album I
biased
heard,
to
and
this.
it was
Really?
awesome. Yes, that was the first full album that I listened to from start to finish, and I thought this Kanye West guy is actually pretty good.
Mine was My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, which is a hell of a first.
Which is kind of
album.
cool because Kanye and Kanye, you know what I mean? We had the same beginning, even though you went to that
I missed the
That
whole-
side.
Yeah, that side.
side.
It's better on this side. Oh,
Don't hate.
the album Radio Silence by Talib.
Talib Kweli.
Whatever. It's pretty
That
good.
guy.
Yeah, that guy. Oh, the features are really good. It's got Anderson .Paak, J,
Waka
Electronica.
Flocka's on it.
Oh, dude, it's a good feature too. It's,
Flocka's always great. I love Flocka.
BJ the Chicago Kid, pretty good album. Very conscious.
Yeah, you would like it.
I'm gonna listen to
You
it.
backpack.
Okay, just to paint a picture of who this is, there's a Kanye song with him featured in it, so go check it out.
Go listen to Black Star too if you guys haven't heard that. That's him
I
and
know
Mos
who
Def.
Talib Kweli is.
Yeah,
Okay, I was just making sure.
it's him and Mos Def. Have you heard of that one? Black Star. That's
Yeah.
classic.
All right.
Thank you guys for listening. This is a short episode, only 25 minutes. Enjoy. Peace.